There are many things to admire about the successful horror film Insidious. However, there is one scene in particular that left such an imprint on my mind that it began to terrify me the more I imagined it. Here's why. Insidious was a box office success for its ability to scare audiences, not to mention making a harmless old song into an iconic horror anthem. From the great director James Wan, the movie explores the supernatural by displaying an average family living a suburban life. Like other James Wan horror films, he does an amazing job at immersing the audience into a story and relating ourselves to its characters. Insidious has its fair share of the usual horror gags and jump scares, but it also includes a scene like no other. Before I get into it, there is some context of the movie that is needed, to which amplifies the impact the scene has on creating fear. The movie begins with the family moving into a new house with 3 young children, and as the audience, we have accompanied them in living in a new unknown house. As the film progresses, the uncomfortable nature of living in a new space is exploited by the use of weird objects moving around and hearing creepy noises. I want to emphasize that most people watching this film have experienced moving into a new home and how it takes time to get comfortable in a new space. Insidious plays off this very well. Despite this house looking very welcoming, we still feel uncomfortable, much like the family. This begins the process of making the audience feel vulnerable. Here we come to a 4-minute sequence that ends with arguably one of the biggest jump scares of the movie. It begins with the grandmother of the young children explaining a dream. We are then thrown into the house in the middle of the night when everyone is asleep. I'm going to pause here, and I want you to think about the last time you were awake in a past or present home with everyone else asleep. It is quiet and eerie, and almost feel as if you are not supposed to be there. This begins to create an even more vulnerable state for the audience. We then move from bedroom to bedroom, hearing the creaks of the floor and the doors as they move in the silent house, until we reach one of the children's rooms. Here we see a normal looking bedroom, with only the lamp revealing light only to the center of the room. As we enter, we can now see a dark shadow hiding in the corner. In this moment, the audience is made as vulnerable as I believe almost any horror film can do. Not only are we seeing a scary image the film is portraying, our brains also begin to connect our own personal experiences to the fear we are seeing. I begin to imagine my childhood bedroom and the unknown dark spaces I would fill my imagination with when you would hear unexplained noises or see obscure shapes. Here is where my imprint was made, and to this day will feel uneasy watching this scene, because of the relatable nature in the sequence creates a whole new vulnerability in my own bedroom, filling every dark space and crevice with my own imagination, to which is now inspired by the film's images of the dark demonic figure in the corner. As the audience enters this vulnerable state, the jump scare is there for the kill, with a sudden flash of the demonic figure in broad daylight. For me, this scene is unforgettable because it breaks down the walls of my reality and it enters the everyday spaces I live in. I hope you enjoyed my breakdown of this terrifying scene, and please, if you could like this video and subscribe so I can put some more time into making other interesting videos about the impactful moments in film here on Cinema Debrief. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.